Good evening, baseball fans. How you doing? How you doing? Welcome back. We got another game to watch tonight. We got the Braves and the Padres. It's been a fun day so far. How are we doing, everybody? Hello, hello, hello. Where is my face? I can't find my face. There's my face. Hello. Wow, I'm like really high right now. Hold on. Is that better? That's a little better. How are we doing, everybody? Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, welcome. Brave Thrills is here for the party tonight. Got Jonathan B. How are we doing? Cobra. Andrew Ford. What's going on, my friend? How you doing? How you doing? Ah, you got a mod for another channel. I understand, my friend. I understand. MVP Nation, how you doing? Hello, hello. Willard Wright, how you doing, my friend? What's going on? How are we doing? O-Side for Life, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, well, we got another game to watch. We were here for a few hours earlier. That was a pretty fun turnout. And, hey, Tigers taking game one. We were keeping track of the Royals and the Orioles. I mean, listen, I don't got the John Boy setup where I got multiple people where they can, you know, handle, they can go all day over there if they want to. They got multiple people that can take over. I'm just one man, so I had to go do some things a little earlier. I had to go to the gym. I had to go to the grocery store. Had to do some errands earlier. So, but we're back now. We are back, and we are just about to get started here. And everyone, if you can help us out, all you got to do to help me out. I don't know why my buttons aren't working. Why aren't my buttons working? If you can, just hit that like button for me. The goal for tonight, let's get to 200. I felt like we had a hard time earlier. I mean, we had a good amount of people, and no one was hitting the like button for me. So we're going to do a poll. We're going to do a poll that seems to always help with people coming in. Can we hit 200 likes? I think we can. I think we can. Alrighty. Let's get to it here. If anyone is new, we did get a few new subscribers earlier in the stream. Let's see if we can get some more here tonight. San Diego is rocking right now. People are throwing around the yellow towels. Michael King is taking the mound. I mean, I thought Dylan Cease was going to be taking the mound here, but hey, here we go. Michael King taking the mound here. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Alrighty. Here we go. 1 second, everyone. Just getting all set up here. Okay. Here we go. There we go. My buttons are working now. Alrighty. Let's get to it here. Let's get the game on. And we are good to go, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing? How are we doing? Alright. We are here hanging out here tonight. But yeah, while this game is just getting underway, hey, some good action here so far, right? Tigers, Tarek Skubal taking care of business there. They just needed a few runs. The Royals, you know, it's so funny, man. I said this in my predictions video that I posted earlier this morning. If you haven't seen it, I said if the Royals can just scratch across a few runs, I mean, they have a chance because this is a team, the Royals are a team with great starting pitching, a good bullpen. The problem was the offense, but the Royals, the one thing they do well is hit with runners in scoring position. They take advantage, and, you know, hey, as the old saying goes, pitching and defense wins championships. And listen, the Royals, they got the pitching, they got the defense, especially in the infield. Funny enough, they made a big error in the outfield today. It's the infield that really is the star of the show when it comes to the defense with Kansas City, but hey, Bobby Wick Jr. being the star he is came through. That's a big time. That's a big time showing. You know, going up against Corbin Burns, who was fantastic today. Honestly, like Baltimore. I mean, I know Cole Reagans is a tough task. That's why he's been one of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball this year. So now it's down to Seth Lugo, who's also been very good, right? So the Orioles, they're going to need Zach Eflin to really step up for them. You know, once again, you know, we were watching here. Tarek Skubal and the Tigers. He just looked fantastic today. That's why when the Tigers were out of it at the deadline, people were thinking, all right, this is a guy that can help carry you to a World Series. Here's the first pitch. Michael King throws a strike, pours it in, and we are underway here in San Diego. Michael Harris leading it off here today. He hit a lot better down the stretch. Michael Harris rips it to right, and the Braves have gotten this started rather quick. Man, oh man. Felt like the air just got taken out of the whole stadium with that one. Can you imagine? This is how stupid baseball is. Watch the Braves, whose offense has struggled all year, and they just come alive in this postseason. That would be just so ridiculous. I would lose my mind. We'll see. But here we go. Ozzie Albies is up. Came back recently. Missed a lot of time. And, hey, he looked pretty good during the doubleheader yesterday, man. He was really coming through. But as to the other game, speaking of the doubleheader, my goodness, the Mets, their bats really came alive here today. Not a whole lot of pitching, man. Not a whole lot of it. If we were to go take a look real quick. I know we're watching the Padres and the Braves here, but I'm trying to keep track of all the games. I didn't even touch on the Mets and the Brewers here. But Severino, he came through here today. Not an amazing performance by any means. If we were to take a look here at the box score here. He went 6. Listen, this is what you want from your starter, man. 6 innings. Sure, he gave up the 8 hits, the 4 runs, 3 earned overall. Ozzie Albies fouls it off. But Severino, hey, did what he had to do. He got through, right? And the Mets bullpen, they took over. Budo, my goodness, 2 scoreless innings there. But the Brewers, man, hey, that bullpen, which I was raving about in my predictions, they did not come through here today, unfortunately. Hey, in the end, the Mets bats, they really came to town here today. Winker with the triple there. Taylor with the double there. They just had a lot of good hits here. 2 out RBIs here from Jose Iglesias, JD Martinez, Vientos. Michael King with the strikeout. The replacement for Juan Soto getting it started here in the first inning. But the Mets, hey, great performance. So, hey, so far with my predictions, I am on track to be 1 for 3 so far. Doing good with the Tigers, but not so much are the Brewers and the Orioles so far. How are we doing here, everyone? Welcome. I'm seeing some more people trickle on in here. How are we doing? Nikki, you're saying here, go Detroit Tigers. Gotta love that. Tigers fans feeling rather good. Hey, they got to finish the job, though. They got a lot of different pitchers they can turn to. Funny enough, Holton getting the start tomorrow as the opener. Man, oh man. They just got to finish the job. The Astros, they're going to be tough to put down. Wouldn't be surprised at all to see the Astros win the next 2. We'll see. Cobra, Michael King looking good so far. He is looking good so far. Padres fans are alive. They're waving the towels. I love when the crowd waves the towels, man. We need more of that. That's what I like about Philly, man. People can have their opinions about Philly. Oh, man. Sit down, Marcelo Zuna, says Michael King. That looked pretty good from the camera. It looked like it caught the inside corner. Oh, that looked a little low. But Ozuna not liking that one bit. Here comes Matt Olson. Michael King here. Looking pretty sharp. What else we got going on here? But Michael King, man, I still remember, go back to the Juan Soto trade. I still remember people on Twitter thinking, really, Michael King? He's not that good. Well, here he is, pitching game 1 of the wild card round. Nando 390, ESPN glazing the Padres. Listen, I think the Padres have a great team. I have been noticing a lot of people are looking at the Padres and they feel like they could really make a run in this postseason. I remember saying it a few weeks ago. I felt like before and besides Padres fans, I felt like Padres fans were really feeling it, about a month ago. I was thinking to myself, man, I remember even in the first half, I still remember in the first half, man, their metrics looked good. Like their offense ranked well. Their pitching ranked well. They were dinged up a little bit with Musgrove and Darvish, but Their FIP ranked pretty well across the major leagues. Yeah, they needed to add some arms to the bullpen, which they did. I still remember in the first half, I'm thinking, listen, the Padres, the wins and the losses weren't really showing. And Matt Olson bloops it in. Tatis gets it in. Oh, he holds on to it. He was about to rocket it to third, but he decided to hold up on it. And Matt Olson with the bloop. And the Braves, with how the offense has been, man, the Braves, they're just happy to get whatever hits they can get. Could you imagine the Braves if they, after all the issues they've had offensively, could you imagine they just figure it out in the postseason? Man, oh man. Brave Thrills, welcome back, my friend. Welcome back. But the Braves got something cooking here. Runners on the corners, top of the first. We got a couple outs here. Michael King running into a little bit of trouble. Here we go. Jorge Soler, the World Series MVP from 2021. They brought him back. They needed another bat. They took on the contract from the Giants, and Soler has been productive since coming back. Michael King catching the outside corner with the sinker. Got a couple of strikes here. 0-2 count. The Padres faithful. They're waking up. Look at the towels, man. Look at the towels. That's what we need. We need more towels in Major League Baseball. We need more energy. Soler with a swing and a miss, and Michael King sits him down. And the Padres get through it. They're off to a good start. Joe Hill with a $10 super chat. I like how Michael K, during the Tigers game, said they don't have any stars as the Houston crowd didn't boo anyone when they announced the lineup. I think he's used to being around the Yankees. Listen, it doesn't matter if you have stars, man. It really doesn't. If you got guys that show up to play and they execute and they get the job done, that's what counts, right? Same thing with stars, man. If Juan Soto shows up and gets the job done, that's what you want. The manager doesn't care about your star power. Doesn't care at all. They care about executing, getting the job done, right? So, yeah, I like Michael K. I really do. I think Michael K., I think you can argue he's easily one of the best announcers in all of Major League Baseball. I enjoy Michael K. Got the coffee here tonight, everyone. We got the coffee. I think I needed a little bit of a boost. Sitting here for 3 hours earlier kind of wore me out. I'm going to be honest. I tried getting in a decent leg workout at the gym tonight. My hip was not feeling it, man. Not feeling it. When I do these streams, I got to maybe do some stretching or something after, man. My hips, they lock up. I don't know, man. I'm trying to figure out maybe some different positions or something. But for the Braves here, I think a lot of people might have been a little bit surprised by this, but A.J. Smith-Shawver getting the game one start. If we were to go to A.J. Smith-Shawver here, he had one start at the major league level this year. In the minor leagues, at AAA, he had 20 starts, a 4.86 ERA, a 5.62 FIP. A good amount of strikeouts, 10.7 strikeouts per nine, 4 walks per nine, but he was very prone to the home runs. 2 home runs per nine at the minor league level, man. He did pitch in the postseason last year, gave up a few runs. I don't know what to expect here from A.J. Smith-Shawver. So again, if we were to go back to the home runs at AAA this year, he gave up 20 home runs in 20 starts. So he's got to figure something out here because, you can't be doing that in the postseason. The home run ball is quite important in the postseason. He can't, and with this Padres lineup, this could be. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to expect, honestly. Jonathan B says Padres need to attack here. Yeah, Padres, they need to jump all over them. Nando 390. Robbie's skipping leg day. I basically skipped leg day today. I tried warming up for squats, and I'm like, man, not feeling it. The hip is not feeling good. The low back is tightening up a little bit. I tried, and I was like, nope, not doing this. I went over to the hack squat machine. I did a couple of sets there, and I'm like, nah, nope, I'm done. I'll go back tomorrow. Could you imagine Smith Shaver? Could you imagine just out of nowhere, this guy comes up with just a solid performance? Caden Lickford, man, how you doing? Hey, Robbie, who did you have to win the Padres and the Braves? I do have the Padres winning this series. You know, hey, listen, if Chris Sale, if he was pitching game one, I mean, I think you'd have to. And there we go. Luis Arraez getting it started. The best table setter in Major League Baseball. He puts the food on the table, and the guys after him, they like to eat. I feel bad for Smith Shaver, man. I'm sure he is like, okay, all right, here we go. Do you think at any point this year he's thinking he's going to be, pitching game one of the wild card round? I mean, my goodness. Fernando Tatis Jr. He goes deep and gone. The Padres are off to a red-hot start. Home run for Fernando Tatis Jr. 2-0 Padres. Look at the towels. Oh, man. I feel bad for A.J. Smith-Shaver, man. I just said it a second ago, Luis Arraez, he sets the table, and the guys after him, they like to eat, man. Man. He just swung out of his shoes. Wow. 2-0 Padres. Man, oh man. Robbie, do you think the Mets can win the series against the Brewers? Yeah, man. I definitely think the Mets can they can definitely do something. I mean, they're hot. They're hot. They match up well with the Brewers. I did have the Brewers winning that series, but I think it's a pretty even series. Yeah, I agree. G-Rob, no Sale, they're cooked. I'd love to find a reason for the Braves to pick the Braves, but I mean, their one strength just took a massive hit. I mean, if you have Sale in this one, I think you're looking at maybe looking at a different series, right? When you have a guy like that, I mean, the whole complexion of a series could change, right? I mean, you saw, Tarek Skubal today. I mean, throw a guy like that in the mound, anything can happen, right? I mean, Brave throws, you're saying here, how about Fried tomorrow? Fried can go out there and give you a good performance for sure, but so can the Padres, right? Who is it, Musgrove tomorrow? I mean, the fact that the Padres can throw, they have the possibility of, big swing and a miss from Profar. That was a nasty changeup from Smith Shaver, man. Wow, that was nasty. But the fact that the Padres have the possibility of turning to Musgrove tomorrow, and they can go with a Dylan Cease game one in the division round, I mean, the Padres, they're deep with the starting pitching. Caden Lickford, Robbie, do you think the Orioles can bounce back tomorrow? I think Reagan's was a tough task today. He's been so good this year. Lugo has also been very good. So we'll see. Lugo throws a ton of different pitches, man. The Orioles, they're going to have the battle. I think the Orioles can win it tomorrow. I did have the Orioles winning that series in 3 games. Because I think with the Royals, when you got a Reagans and a Lugo, you should be able to win one of those games with one of those guys. So I'm not surprised to see the Royals go up 1-0. The Orioles, they're going to have to step up tomorrow. They're going to have to figure out a way to get to Lugo. G-Rob, Dodgers need this series to go 3 games. I mean, yeah, that would be helpful. I mean, you don't want to, you would like for them to have to use Cease. I mean, I think that would be preferable. There's another base hit. Jackson Merrill coming through here. I don't know, man. I think this Padres team, they're completely overmatching this Braves team right now. I know it's very early. We just started, but this is looking like a walk in the park right now. I mean, I don't know. When was Fried's last start? He went. Okay, yeah. So he still needs. I was about to say, man, it would have been nice if he could have pitched this one, but no, he went almost a complete game against the Royals on the 27th. So yeah, definitely not enough time. But it is what it is. Oh, everyone, thank you for coming out here tonight. You know, I was wondering, what was the turnout going to be? I'm noticing it is a little down from earlier. We definitely picked up steam earlier in that stream, but here we are. I'm sure there's a bunch of other channels streaming right now. I would imagine Hogwatch is probably streaming right now. I'm guessing Hogwatch is on right now. Let's see. Oh, no, he's doing a post game. Oh, okay. I figured he'd be live. Who else we got? I know John Boy and those guys, they're basically going live all day. All right, Bogarts grounds out. And the Padres off to a red-hot start. Fernando Tatis Jr. coming through in a big way. Los Angeles, how you doing, my friend? Hello, hello. Marcus A., I missed the one-game wild card. I kind of do too. I understand the series because, when the one-game wild card, the issue that I had with it, I get it. It gave you more of an incentive to win the division. So, but then I started seeing people over time saying, man, one game, like, come on, it's not enough, man. Like, you had a great season. I remember, I think there was a time where, I mean, when you were a wild card, you were in the upper 90s winning a wild card, and then you lose one and you go home, right? So in a way, I can see why the 3-game series it can make sense, but I also understand too, sudden death. It definitely gave it excitement, go back to the Red Sox, Yankees, a few years ago. Yeah, G-Rob, one game to decide a 162 is stupid. It's funny because, like, I definitely see that, but I do see the other argument as well, right? Where it's like, okay, well, go win your division. There's a lot. It was a good debate. In the end, though, Major League Baseball, if they can make some more money, they're going to do it, right? All right, let's make it 3 games. We'll squeeze a couple extra games out of it, right? Yeah, Brave Thrills. I mean, the Braves bats. I don't know, man. I'm not very confident in these Braves bats. Michael King gave up a couple of little hits there, but all right, we are halfway to 100 likes. Halfway to 100 likes. King's got good stuff, man. Love that two-seamer he's got. Yeah, Will D, you definitely have a good point there. Definitely have a good point there. Yeah, I wonder what happened with Tatis on that. He just automatically, I don't know if he just lost it, but he had to kind of make up for it a little bit. Travis d'Arnaud came up with some big hits down the stretch. Pretty decent season, a 739 OPS overall. Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. How you doing, man? How you doing? KY13, hello, welcome back. Do you think they should get rid of the pitch clock in the playoffs? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Keep it moving. Maybe World Series, take it off, but Andrew Jones in the crowd. Diego Cali, 619. Let's go Padres. Off to a good start. The ground ball to third. Machado's got it. Man. I'm not trying to jump the gun here. I know it's a long game. You got to get 27 outs, but I just feel like the air is just out of the Braves. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Just doesn't feel all that good. I don't know. Christopher R. Padres don't stand a chance if they don't let Tyler Wade hit. Let Tyler Wade get an AB. My goodness. Tyler Wade, living legend. Jonathan B. What are the odds Burns returns to Baltimore? Fried returns to Atlanta. I mean, listen, I understand baseball is hard, but man, you got to think. Corbin Burns today. This guy just pitched a beauty today. And he could not get any run support. I mean, I don't know, man. That would make me feel just terrible. It really just comes down to are the Orioles gonna pay him? They have the flexibility to do so, and I do think there's a chance they do, because who's up next? I mean, when you lose a guy like that, and when you're in the competitive window that they're in, they don't have guys right now. Unless someone takes a massive step forward, I mean, who is going to step into the shoes of Corbin Burns? Is it Grayson Rodriguez? I mean, listen, I like Grayson Rodriguez, but is he ready to be what Corbin Burns has been this year? I don't know. So, I mean, could you go into next year with, G-Rod being your opening day guy, and then Eflin being your two, and then pick up a cheaper guy in free agency? I guess you could do that. I don't know. Feels like to me Corbin Burns makes a lot of sense for them to keep him around. We'll see. Fried, I wonder. I think Fried is interesting because I wonder if teams are going to be willing, with the injury history that he's had over the last few years, what was I saying? Sorry, I got distracted by a commercial. I completely lost track of what I was. Oh, Freed with the injury history. I'm wondering if teams would be willing to shell out a big deal. I know Glasnow, the Dodgers, they gave him the 5-year deal with all the injury history he's had. But the Braves, and you look at it from the Braves' point of view, where, they got a lot of guys locked up, the long-term deals. So I'm wondering, I don't know. Fried is good. I'm just wondering if teams would be comfortable giving him a long-term deal. Yeah, the big guy. He needs an incentive-laden deal. I agree. So I think if he's willing to do that, maybe you could see the Braves work something out. We'll see. But King Shaft 27, do you think this offseason is going to be quicker? I just lost your comment. Oh, here we go. Do you think this offense is going to be quicker? My goodness. This offseason is going to be quicker than last offseason. Can't stand another slow offseason. I think people are going to see what happened last year with Scott Boras, and, guys just got dragged out all the way to the end. Snell, Montgomery. How about those comments today with Jason Montgomery? Come on. I am falling. I probably shouldn't have done a second stream. Jason Montgomery. Jordan Montgomery. I can't believe those comments from the owner. You just never see an owner give comments like that, saying how bad Montgomery was and how much of a waste of money it was. Looks like Cronenworth got hit by a pitch. Looks like there was a bit of debate, possibly, of whether or not it hit the dirt. It looked like it hit the dirt. Interesting. Did I miss that? I don't know. It looked like it didn't even hit him. Maybe it skimmed. But yeah, this offseason, I do think it'll move a little quicker. I don't think you're going to want to see players just have to hold out into spring training. Players want to go somewhere in spring training, or they want to get somewhere before spring training, right? They don't want to have to, deal with that. Look how bad Blake Snell was in the beginning of the year. Look how bad Montgomery was all year. I don't think players are going to want that. So, yeah, I think for the most part, I think maybe you could see maybe one or two guys. I'm interested about Bregman. I wonder if Bregman could end up maybe taking a little bit. We'll see. You just got to watch out for the Boras guys, He's got a few big clients. I think Juan Soto will get signed. I think Soto, he is what he is, right? You know how good he is. There's no question marks. I don't think he's going to drag out into spring training. You did see it with Harper. I don't know. I think Soto, I think it'll be, I think that'll get wrapped up. We will see, though. Nando 390, Padres tanked their last game, so the wildcard team would be spent. Just saying. Jonathan B., why didn't the D-backs DFA Monty mid-season? Doesn't that avoid him accepting his opt-out? If they DFA him, he would be owed all that money. So, they would be just paying him a ton of money, I think they probably saw more value in trying to get him figured out. There's a base hit to right. Solano getting it going here after Cronenworth getting hit by pitch. They got runners on first and third. Man, oh man. Well, I'm sorry, Daxton Brown. There are other streams out there, my friend. There are other streams. Christopher R. Higgy or Judge? I'll go Higgy. No, I'm kidding. Love the energy of the Padres crowd. Aaron Bummer warming for the Braves. This is a brutal game for the Braves, man. Brutal game. I can't believe they got Smith Shawver pitching in this game. I mean, I'll say this right now. If they come through, well, that'll score a run. So it's 3-0 now. I'm just saying, everyone. I think this game is done. I don't see the Braves doing anything with this game. I think they're cooked. The home crowd is alive. They're up 3-0. I mean, they're basically going to be doing a bullpen game here. Yep. There's Smith Shawver being taken out. Feel bad, man. You know, he did the best he could. This guy pitched one game this year at the major league level. He was in the minors this year. He struggled in the minor leagues this year. I mean, that's tough. It's tough. You know, it's funny. He's been thrusted into a couple of, tough spots in the postseason over the last couple of years, man. I don't know. Caden Litchford, Robbie, are the Braves in trouble without Chris Sale? Oh, yeah. I think they're cooked. I don't know. Yeah, Brave Thrills. I mean, listen. I don't know why they would pitch him. Brave Thrills, let me know in the chat. Who would you have started game one? If you got freed for tomorrow, who would you have gone with? It's just so funny because the Braves, their main strength was starting pitching. And, man. Yeah, Christopher R., he had back spasms. So, that's tough, man. Trust me, I know about back pain. That's not easy. When you got something going on with the back, it's impossible. Flacco, is Michael King getting more time? I would imagine they're going to give King, all the time he needs. I think for the Padres, yeah, keep that bullpen fresh as much as you can. I think they'll let King go as long as he needs. Obviously they won't max him out by any means, but yeah, they'll let him go. Man, oh man. Yeah, pretty fun day of wild card games. Good pitching, right? Reagans, Burns, Scooble, really stepping up big time today. Saw a little offense with the Mets and the Brewers. And, yeah, it looks like we're going to be seeing a good amount of offense for the Padres here today. I don't know, man. I think this can end up being a blowout. Christopher R., who am I rooting for to win it all? I mean, I don't really have a team that I'm rooting for necessarily. I mean, I think I just want to see some good entertainment at the end of the day. I want to see some good baseball at the end of the day. I mean, I would love for the Royals to just go on some kind of a Cinderella run, just like they did back 10 years ago. I think that would be awesome. I mean, I would love for the Orioles to, actually get something done with the talent they have, right? And there's a double play. All right, the Braves getting a much-needed DP there. I mean, listen, to the Braves, I mean, I'm not going to count them out just yet. But they are going to need these bats to really get this going here. Yeah, Christopher R., why not my favorite team, the Yankees? Listen, if the Yankees are going to win one, just win one this year. I mean, come on. You got Soto, Judge. It's not guaranteed Soto's coming back. Take advantage. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to do it now. I'm just saying. But, I don't know, teams that I'm rooting for. I mean, listen, the Phillies, they've been going at it here for a few years now. Well, let's see. Third time's a charm. Let's see if Philly can finally get it done. You know, I mean, the Mets. I mean, I think you could find a reason to root for any of these teams, right? The Brewers. I mean, every year there's always a small minority picking the Brewers to get to the World Series, and hey, they just haven't been able to. They haven't gotten it done ever, right? So, I mean, the Brewers. You'd like to see a small market team get an opportunity like that. I would love that. I think I'm trying to think if I could pick one team to root for. I will say this. I would love to see a Royals-Phillies World Series. I would love the pitching matchups there. Wheeler, Reagans, Lugo, Nola. I would love that. I mean, two great 1-2 punches. I'm a big fan of pitching, right? I love the pitching matchups. I really want Major League Baseball to try and get back to that somehow, some way, right? I love those that I miss that heavyweight feel, right? That heavyweight fight feel when you had Pedro and Clemens, going at it, right? Schilling Clemens game 7 of the World Series in 2001. I miss that, right? I feel like these days it's just not the same. It's not really about the starter anymore. It's about getting 27 outs, Max Duran. I mean, hey, for the Dodgers, it would be cool to see Ohtani win a World Series, to be honest, right? Won the World Baseball Classic last year. Be cool. Ohtani, he's a once-in-a-lifetime player. I think that would be great, right? I mean, hey, Mookie. I'll always love Mookie. Yeah, they won one in 2020, right? But, yeah, the Dodgers, I mean, hey, they got all the stars, man. But I would love for Ohtani to win one. After so many years of not being able to even get to the playoffs with the Angels, and how cool would that be for him, right? I mean, you can even look at the Padres here, right? You can even look at the Padres. I mean, look how long they've been trying to get this, this chance to win one, right? Go back to 2019, right? Even when they brought in Machado, that's when they kind of started laying down the groundwork. 2020, people are thinking, oh, maybe they could make a run here, right? 21, hey, people were thinking Pods. 22, they had the big upset, right? Dropped to the Phillies. You'd like to see the Padres get something done here, right? We'll see. Marcus A., I definitely know what you mean, man. People would be all over the Ohtani train, man. If he won a World Series, yeah, I could definitely. Timotheus, World Series is lame. League Championship Series is where it's at. Looking forward to San Diego and Philly. I mean, listen, there's great pitching in that series. I think the Padres this time around, compared to a couple of years ago, much better equipped. Much better equipped. I think if the Padres can get to the LCS, I think they're set up very well against the Phillies. I think they can definitely get it done. Listen, they got guys that can match up with Wheeler Nola, and they got the depth in the rotation for a 7-game series. They could definitely get it done. I did go with the Dodgers. I did pick them. I think I like the Dodgers' depth in the bullpen a little bit more, but I think this Padres team, they have a shot. They have a great bullpen too. So, Bill, how we doing? I'd love for the Braves to get a manager that doesn't deplete the rotation every single year. Injuries, blah, blah, blah. I mean, Braves, man, they got just something going on every single day, it seems. I mean, the cherry on top, losing Chris Sale. I mean, goodness gracious. I mean, it's like, what do you got to do? Christopher R., Yankees, Mets, man. Hey, Subway Series. Be pretty fun. A preview of the two teams battling for Juan Soto this offseason. That'd be pretty fun. Marcus A. as a New Yorker, I would love a Yanks-Mets World Series, but I'm pretty sure the last Subway Series had low ratings. No, that had to have pretty good ratings, I would think. Right? I would imagine that had good ratings. At least the Clemens Piazza incident probably had some good ratings during that hour. I mean, I'm pretty sure people turned on the tube after that happened. Kai13, do you think there's going to be a playoff game in Lone Depot Park? I mean, they got to figure something out over there in Miami, man. I don't know. I don't know what to think of the Marlins, man. Nicholas C., how we doing, my friend? How you doing? We're almost to 100 likes. Michael King looking great. Michael King twirling that sinker here. I mean, if we were to go take a little breakdown or look at the breakdown of Michael King. What do we got here? Here we go. So Michael King so far really leaning on that sinker. Just going with the 2-seamer and the 4-seamer. All right, he's mixing in the slider, the sweeper, a few change-ups as well. He's just mixing him action here tonight. He's going all around the zone. Can't ask much more, man. Keen, how are we doing? Do you think the Mets get Soto? I believe we can get him, but I don't think the Stearns wants to dish that money on one player. It'll be interesting. I think they would like to get it. I think the difference with Soto, Ozuna rips it to left. There's a base hit for the Braves. And they got a couple on here. Hey, one swing of the bat for the Braves right now could completely change everything. They got Matt Olson up. One swing. This could make it a 3-3 game. Just saying. This is where the Braves in this lineup, the top and the middle of the order, they got to figure it out. Right? These are the guys that, hey, these are your big hitters. Right? And and they have so much more emphasis, especially after, all the injuries they've had. It's just crazy how some of these guys have really taken a dip with the numbers this year. Besides Ozuna. What about the Tigers and Scooble? I hope the Tigers pitch Job tomorrow. That'd be pretty fun. Could you imagine? Job maybe closes it out. That'd be pretty fun. I don't know if they put him in a situation like that. I love the entertainment, though. I would love it. If a guy makes his debut, the season he's making his debut, and he closes out a playoff game, kind of reminds me of David Price back in 2008. Honestly, I'm listen, Padres fans, don't get mad at me, but I would love for Olsen to just get into one here. I would. I mean, I just feel like this Braves team is just cooked. I mean, this is a pretty good shot here, but hey, 2 outs, 2 strikes here. Michael King giving up some hits, but he's getting through this lineup. Oof. I don't know what it is with Matt Olson this year, man. He just doesn't look just locked in at all. I noticed this with the Braves. When you look at their at-bats, they almost just seem unsure, right? When it comes to their swing decisions, it's almost like they just don't have a game plan. Like they're not confident up there at all. I don't know what it is, man. A team that was so dialed in offensively last year, and you just look at the way they approach their at-bats. There's so many check swings all the time. There's a strikeout. My goodness, Michael King. Sure, he's given up a couple of hits, but he's not really having an issue outside of that. I don't know, man. Yeah, Brave Thrills, nasty. Nasty. Yeah, I don't know what it is here with the Braves lineup. Like, it's, you can just see it when they're up there. So many check swings, they just seem unsure of themselves. I don't know, is that just me? Where last year, they just were so dialed in. Like, the confidence they showed, I don't know, it's just gone. Like, pay attention to that. Look at how the Braves, just look at the way they take pitches and look at the way just their swing decisions. Timotheus, it's called vacation time. I don't know, man. These guys, you might be right. They might be ready for some golf. I'm just saying. It's been a long year for the Braves, Stinks because they were my World Series pick coming into the year. In the end, hey, lesson learned for me. You gotta go with organizations that have depth, right? When you look at the Braves, when you look at the farm system, sure, they had a couple of guys that, could come up, but Smith Shawver, this was a guy that was a top prospect, and I don't know, he just kind of fell off. Bryce Elder looked pretty good when he first came up last year, and then he just completely fell off. Yeah, Alexander, so many injuries this year. They just had no one that, listen, when you lose Ronald Acuna Jr., you can't replace that guy. You just can't. There's nothing you can do there. The Braves in 21, they did not replace Ronald Acuna Jr. They had to figure out a way to even get something close to that guy. They had to get four different guys to make up for the loss. They couldn't do that this year. They didn't have the prospects to make all those moves, right? They got Soler, but they didn't have the resources to be able to do that same kind of maneuvering that they did in 2021. It stinks. But this is why every year, if you're making your preseason predictions, I'm not an expert by any means, but just because a team, if they do good, every year's a new year. Anything can happen. Christopher R. Braves are having a World Series hangover, except they didn't win last year. It almost felt like, I don't know, it was crazy going into the postseason. It almost felt like their regular season was their World Series. Like, they just looked so good. Everything looked good, right? Everything. And they just ran into the Phillies and they had nothing. Cody should have pitched Anderson today. When was the last time Ian Anderson pitched in the majors? It's crazy. He hasn't pitched since 2022. How is he in the minor leagues this year? He had 10 starts in the minors. No, in AAA, he had 10 starts. The FIP, though, man, giving up a lot of walks. Strikeout to walk ratio wasn't very good. I don't know, man. I don't know. They're in a terrible spot. And there's nothing you can do. It is only the bottom of the third. Why is this game moving so slow? Is that just me? I feel like this game is moving at like a snail's pace. The Tigers and the Astros earlier, how long did that game go? I felt like that was under 3 hours. I could be wrong. I felt like that was a 2.5-hour game. This one, though, it looks like it's going to be going over 3. Timotheus, yes, Chris Sale is on a contract now. He got a new contract from the Braves, so he'll be there. Profar pops it up. Here's Machado. Good season for Machado, right around an 800 OPS, just under 30 home runs. Red hot down the stretch. Grounds it to third, on to second, on to first. Double play. Second double play for the Braves tonight. And the Braves got to do what they can here to keep it close. I will say this, man. If the Braves can somehow pull this off, that would be crazy. But they're going to have to do something here. I don't know. Will, after that Tatis bomb, Padres are winning the World Series. I mean, my goodness, that was some good energy to get things started. You know, Baltimore, man, that crowd was raucous, man. They were on their feet. They were really energized. And poor Baltimore. Poor fans over there, man. I mean, they were energized going into that. And they got served up a dud. Man. Not a whole lot of, home crowd cooking up until this point. So, hey, good for the Padres to get off to a red-hot start tonight. Yeah, Cody, at least we got free tomorrow. I think that'll be one to tune into. I feel like a lot of people, based on the viewership here, earlier we were right around 300 people for the whole time. And I think this one here tonight, I think people are just, they're not interested in this game. I think people just think, all right, yeah, Padres are winning that series. That's my guess. Because we were doing pretty good. We got up right around 700 people in that last stream. That was a good one. But this one, not too active tonight. Not too active. Mike Schilt, man. Mike Schilt. That was a good hire for the Padres. Go back to this past offseason where, people were wondering, all right, who's going to be the new manager for the Padres? And, it took them a while to pick who they wanted. And, Schilt, he's been great. This is Bailey saying Braves going to come back. They're going to need to start doing something here. I don't know. They got the bottom of you got Laureano, Darno, Urshela, and Arcia. What a Soler lifts it. That's warning track. Merrill has it. But you got Laureano, Darno, Urshela, and Arcia. What a brutal bottom four of the lineup. Laureano, he's had his good moments this year. Surprisingly putting up some decent numbers this year. If you look at Laureano, he had a 748 OPS. He had 11 home runs. So, he was coming through this year for the Braves at times. Darno's been okay, but then you got Urshela and Arcia. Those two right now, they just feel like black holes. Sure, Laureano, Darno, maybe they can do something, but 8 and 9 spot in the lineup just feel like automatic outs. Michael King, how many? He's at 53 pitches right now. He seems like he's on pace for probably a 6-inning outing here. Laureano really got into one there. Good slider from King. Good movement there. Kai 13, who do I got tomorrow for the Astros and the Tigers? I mean, you would like to say the Astros probably pick up one, right? Tigers got momentum. We'll see. I'm very curious. Like, you know, when you look at today, in a way, you're kind of not surprised the Tigers picked up the win today. I mean, when you got Scooble, yeah, I mean, good things are going to happen. The key for the Tigers is getting enough from the other guys. So, but they have done a great job at it. You know, utilizing the openers, getting the 27 outs. They have done a great job at getting 27 outs. And hey, they're getting if they can just get the timely hitting, I mean, we'll see. For the Astros, who is pitching tomorrow? Is it Kikuchi pitching tomorrow? It is Brown pitching tomorrow. Hey, Hunter Brown's had a breakout year. Oh, there's a base hit for d'Arnaud. d'Arnaud racing into second. Throw to second. Oh, he just beats the tag. Man, they're gonna challenge this? That was close. I thought he was gonna be out. Good hustle from d'Arnaud. I mean, that slide was kind of brutal. Ooh! Wow, that was very close. If that glove was a little bit more to the right, probably would have beat him. Good hustle from d'Arnaud. That's what they need, man. They're going to have to scratch and claw. Ugh. But like I said earlier, you got a couple of black holes here, man. I mean, Urshela, Arcia, they just haven't been able to do anything. I mean, a 647 OPS for Urshela. Ugh. That two-seamer's so nasty, man, for Michael King. Man, just nasty. Wow. Wow. Michael King, man. Michael King. Guys got some good stuff here tonight. I mean, I don't know. Honestly, like I think if you put him up against some other teams, I still think he's pitching well. He looks very good here. Good movement on the pitches. The fastball has some good run on it. He's looking good. And, hey, it's a perfect combination going up against a weak Braves lineup here. I mean, he's mixing and matching here tonight. Again, I think he would be doing this against whoever he's going up against. 21 sinkers, 13 four-seamers, sliders, sweepers, a few change-ups. Looks good. Hey, give a lot of credit to King. You know, I know a lot of people, you know, including myself, we're talking about the Braves lineup and how it's struggling, but I mean, I don't know. G-Rob, Gio looks like a little leaguer up there. I mean, it's like, what else do they have here? I mean, my goodness. Like, the fact that you lose Ronald Acuna Jr. and Austin Riley, that's just brutal. You know? And Austin Riley, I think he had been heating up. Now, I know he was going through a bit of a slump at the beginning of the year, but, I mean, this is a guy here, you know, through 110 games. He had a 461 slugging, you know, 19 homers. He had a 116 WRC+. I mean, Yeah, not that same year that we were seeing last year, but this was a guy that was, he was going to hit 25, 30 homers. This is tough. And then you got to replace him with Urshela. Urshela, not trying to hate on the guy. Yeah, good veteran, but he's not Austin Riley. Yeah, Noah, yeah. I remember he got hot right before the broken hand. He was starting to heat up. If we were to go back here to Austin Riley, let's see here. So in August, July, he was looking good. He hit 280 in July with 5 home runs. If we were to look at the WRC Plus in July, go back to June, right? He had a 151 WRC Plus. Goodness gracious. The guy had a 909 OPS in the month of June, 850 in July. Yeah, he was definitely on track to finish with 25, 30 home runs, and you lose that. And then you have what you have. Arcia, unfortunately, that's another one too, right? With Arcia here. Come on. This guy, granted, he wasn't, amazing offensively last year. He was league average. He had a 100 WRC plus. He had a 740 OPS. He was a guy that was doing some things. He was coming up in clutch spots. But this year, sure, 17 homers matching last year, but just not the same, not nearly the same production, right? The on-base tanked, the batting average tanked, slugging tanked. Just not good. So... This is Bailey. I was wrong about every game today. I'm one for, I didn't pick games. I went with series. But, yeah. So far, I'm on pace to go 2 for 4 in my wild card picks. I need the Orioles to get back on track tomorrow. I need the Brewers to get back on track if I want to go 4 for 4. Caden Lickford, Robbie, who do you have for the Tigers and Astros game 2? I'm probably going to go Astros. I think the Astros figure it out tomorrow. No disrespect to the Tigers, but, then again, it's kind of hard to predict with the Tigers in a postseason game, right? Let's see. But the Tigers are hot right now. I will go with the Astros. I think they figure it out. And then it's going to be all hands on deck for the Tigers in game 3. It's going to be all hands on deck for however long they make it. So. Yeah, Tigers have good numbers for his Brown. Ooh, just beat him at the bag. Merrill gave that a good shot, but just got beat out. Noah, do you have the Braves and the Padres game 2 with Max Fried going on regular rest? I think the Padres are sweeping this series. I just think that the Braves, they got in. I don't know. I just think the Padres, they're going to have the energy. You also got to think about this too, right? You got to think about the human factor, the human element too. They just played a doubleheader yesterday, and they had to fly across the country to play this game today. Any team is going to struggle with that. And the Padres, it's not like they've had a week off. They had a couple of days off. A day off is not going to be detrimental for teams. When you take off like a good 4 or 5 days, yeah, you might be a little cold. You might have to work on the timing there, but this game favored the Padres so heavily. Again, flying across the country, checking into hotels, whatever it is, who knows what time they got to San Diego. These guys, they had to get to the, sure, they're playing a night game, but they had to get to the park at a good time here today. I mean, it's just nonstop for the Braves here over the last couple of days. I mean, I feel like anyone would have a tough time with that. I think the Padres are going to sweep it, to be honest. I mean, hey, Max Fried, I see you, Noah. I see you, but listen, Max Fried, yeah, he's good. The Padres are good too. You know? Yeah, Max Fried, even if he twirls a gem, the Padres got a lot of bats. They got pitching of themselves, right? You know, who is the Game 2 starter for the Padres? Yeah, Musgrove. I said it earlier. I mean, Musgrove's been pitching great. Yeah, I mean, sure. Maybe the Padres have struggled against lefties. Sure. I don't know, man. I'm just, I don't know. Something in my gut is just, I don't know. Just not feeling it. I mean, yeah, if the Braves, they could definitely win it tomorrow and force a Game 3. I mean, I'm not counting them out, but I'm just going with the Padres sweep. I think they got energy. So far, so good for them. We'll see. Brave Thrills ceases Game 3. That's who worries me. That's definitely an incentive for, honestly, I think the Padres would love to keep him rested until a Dodgers series. Yeah, this is Bailey. Bummer is looking good. Good outing for Bummer here so far. Man. He just twirled that sweeper in there, man. Looking good. Yeah, Bummer, he's come in a big spot here. I mean, so far for Bummer, 2 2/3, no hits allowed. He's looking great. Oh, man. Just about 150 people in the chat. Thank you for coming out here tonight. Again, I wasn't sure what to expect with the viewership tonight. Kind of makes me wonder. I kind of feel like people probably just penciled in the Padres with the win tonight. They went and got some sleep. Noah, Reynaldo Lopez, Game 3. Yeah, yes, Lopez had a great year. You know, they did just have to pitch him during the doubleheader yesterday. But yeah, he should be fine. But I wonder, just because of the issues he was having with the arm, I wonder how deep, with Lopez, how in his last start, what was that looking like? Yeah, I mean, he went 6 against KC. So, yeah, he's fine. But yeah, that'd be a great matchup. Caden Lickford, which games will I be streaming tomorrow? Very interesting question, actually. I wonder. It's interesting for tomorrow. So I think I would like to be live for the Royals and the Orioles. I mean, if I go live for the Tigers and the Astros, if I want to stay on for the Royals and the Orioles, I mean, that's looking like, that could potentially be, 5-hour, 6-hour stream. So I don't know if my poor hips can handle that, my poor back. But, we'll see. I would like to be able, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. I gotta think about that one. It's hard for the wild card round. There's just so many games going on. It's easier when, obviously when you have less teams. You just don't have, there's so many back-to-back games here. No, I'd trade backs with Chris Sale in a heartbeat. I don't know, man. I wonder how his back's feeling. Arcia would do his team such a big service here by getting on base. Give a runner on base for the top of the order. I mean, come on. That would be massive if he can do that here. And, of course, he pops it up. Goodness gracious. I think they need to make an upgrade at shortstop, honestly. If I'm the Braves, I mean, I don't know. I'll ask you a question, Braves fans. Would you rather give the money to Max Fried or Willie Adames? If you could give one contract, one big contract, who would you rather have? If you can only pick one, Max Fried or Willie Adames? I think the Braves need to make an upgrade at short. I don't know. Yeah, I see you in the chat. You should do the Orioles while you have a chance. Yeah, I think I'd like to be live for that one tomorrow. I wish they were playing the first game. I wish the Astros-Tigers was at 4. I would love to start the day off with the Royals and the Orioles because I started today off with the Tigers and the Astros. So, yeah, that's pretty interesting. I'm seeing you guys in the chat saying you would much rather give the contract to Adames. I mean, yeah, Strider is coming back. I'm kind of surprised. I know Braves fans, you love Fried. I think that would be a great pickup for the Braves if that's the route they went. I also wonder if, maybe they take a look at Bo Bichette. I do think they need to do something else at short. I know Arcia's got the glove, but I think they need some more offense. To me, I'd go Willie Adames. I really would, because he's gonna keep that. You're gonna keep that defense intact, and yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting this offseason. It'll be interesting. Cody0010. Bo isn't that good. I mean, I think if Bo gets himself right, he dealt with some injuries this year, but he was off to a bad start this year, even before the injuries. So I don't know. I don't know if his offseason got affected by something. I don't know. He just hasn't looked right at all this year, man. So this is Bailey. Please take away Bo Bichette from us. I just wonder, are the Blue Jays going to be able to trade him? I mean, listen, the one thing, Bo Bichette, sure, the bad year and the injuries, he definitely lost value, but at the end of the day, he is a shortstop. Shortstops have value. I mean, sure, people are going to get onto the defense with Bichette. Oof, Michael King, man. That two-seamer? Oh, wow, I'm not even on the game. I'm sorry. Michael King is looking great. Man. Eight strikeouts for Michael King on the night. That is bonkers. 5 innings. What a great outing. In Atlanta, they just can't get anything going. Brave Thrills looking at the offense right now. I don't trust a Game 2 win. Telling you, man, I don't know. They just feel cooked. Brave Thrills, I saw this coming, and it still sucks. Yeah. I think when you lost Sale, that to me was kind of, it almost felt like the nail in the coffin. It's like, now you don't got Sale. Yeah, sure, the offense has its issues, but look what the Royals did today. If you just score one run, you can win, right? Chris Sale gave you that opportunity, but you didn't have that. You don't have that for this series. So, yeah, I don't know. Braves should use Hurston Waldrop and Elder to upgrade shortstop and extend Fried for life. Man, I don't think you can give up those guys, man. Maybe Elder. But Elder, I feel like at this point, he's really he's destined to be just a back end of the rotation guy. He's a guy that will give you innings. I don't know what really, he can get you something back, but I don't know. I don't know how, he's not going to bring you anything great by any means. This is Bailey. 3 runs is just one strong inning. I mean, they got to piece it together. I mean, at this point, I don't know. I mean, the bottom of the order automatically is not doing anything. I mean, you can pretty much just kiss them. Maybe Darno, yeah, Darno can do something there, but I mean, Urshela, Arcia, I mean, those guys aren't doing anything for you. And they can't even do anything with the top of the order. I mean, it's brutal. Here we go, Jesse Chavez. Jesse Chavez, let's pull up the numbers with him. ERA was at a 3.13, but the FIP was at a 4.43 this year. And that is because not a lot of strikeouts with him, not a lot of walks either, but kind of home run prone this year. A 1.42 home run per 9 rate. Oh, there's a fly ball right center field. They give chase, warning track. And Soler has got it. I was literally just saying, Chavez is a little home run prone this year, and he just gave it a ride. Telling you, man, this is why you got to look at FIP. It tells you a good amount. If Fried goes to LA, he will be injured until retirement. I don't think the Dodgers are going. I'm going to say this, hot take for this offseason. I don't think the Dodgers are going to go out there and drop big money. I just don't. I mean, after last, I know the Dodgers got money, but at the same time, you can't be just throwing money around left and right. There's another fly ball left field. He's got it. But yeah, the Dodgers, I mean, like I said, they spent a ton of cash, or they committed to a lot of money last offseason. Yeah, I don't see them doing anything crazy like that. I don't know. I think they'll be in conversations, but I don't think they're going to go crazy. They got a lot of young guys that they're going to look to turn to, right? Gavin Stone stepped up in a big way this year. Landon Knack, he's been getting time. It's unfortunate River Ryan ended up having to, get elbow surgery, but I think you're going to start seeing the Dodgers really try to start going towards some of their youth. I think that's going to be the big thing for the Dodgers. Right? I mean, we'll talk about the Dodgers here in just a second. We're talking Padres here, but I think it's good for Chavez, coming in here, getting, sure, a couple of loud outs, but a couple of quick outs at the same time. I think for the Braves, you want to get back up to the plate as quickly as you can. There's another pop-up. I think the Padres, they just tried to swing for the fences. I think they know Chavez, he tends to leave some meatballs over the plate. I think the Padres, they just tried a homer here. Like I was just saying, man. Hey, Chavez, he's been home run prone. But here we are in the commercial break. I think for the Dodgers, getting back to that once again, I don't think they're going to spend big money, right? I mean, if you're looking at the Dodgers' top prospects, I mean, I've even seen, maybe, the possibility of someone like a Willy Adames. But, look out for Alex Freeland for next year. Alex Freeland has looked very solid at the minor league level this year. I think he could end up being their next shortstop. Could they maybe use him in a trade? I don't know. They've really been pushing him in the minor leagues this year. He went from A-ball all the way to AAA. So I don't know. Could you use Freeland as a trade piece to maybe land someone like a Garrett Crochet? Possibly, but I almost kind of wonder if that's who they turn to for shortstop next year. You got Miguel Rojas. Actually, Miguel Rojas, is he still under control for next year? Oh, well, they have the club option. I could see them exercising this club option for next year. Is only $5 million. I could see them hanging on to him for one more year, and then they kind of ease Freeland in. But yeah, I mean, you got a lot of guys here. Even like Justin Robleski, he even got some time this year. So I think they're going to lean on him, or try to at least. So I don't think the Dodgers are. I don't think they're going to go crazy. I think they'll make moves, but be interesting to see what the Padres do this offseason, to be honest. I think this is a big postseason for them, right? I mean, if you're looking at the Padres payroll, I mean, taking a look here. I mean, yeah, you got a lot of guys under control, obviously, but you know, be interesting. I wonder if they give King or Dylan Cease. I wonder if they try to get some extensions worked out with those guys. Luis Arise, do you keep him longer? Do you try and work out something with him? But yeah, Hassan Kim, he's got the mutual option. It's a big postseason for the Padres. Brave thrills. Yesterday was the Braves World Series. Game 2 of a game that the Mets didn't even need to win. That was the Braves World Series. Oh, man. Oh, Michael King, man. Michael King's stuff is nasty tonight. It's so good. The two-seamer looks so good here. This is Bailey. Braves World Series was winning against the Mets AAA squad. Ugh. Goodness gracious. Did you see the movement on that? Ozuna has not liked these calls here tonight, man. Ozuna, he's been arguing a lot tonight. Matthew Gilliam. Michael King is dealing. King is looking great. We've been getting a lot of good pitching here today. Skubal, Burns, Reagans, Michael King. Matt Olson lifts it. That's not going to be far enough, though. That's about warning track. Tatis has it. And Michael King continues to roll. Man, look at that. Kevin Brown. Referencing the Kevin Brown years of the Padres, man. Remember that? Man, that 98 Padres team. Man. Had some good names on that team. You had Tony Gwynn, Trevor Hoffman, Kevin Brown. Kevin Brown, man, late 90s. So underrated. The Marlins. I still remember when Kevin Brown went to the Yankees in 2004. I remember thinking, man, this Yankees rotation, man, this team. Oh, man, Michael King. What a pickup, man. What a pickup. I know they gave up Juan Soto, but he's coming up big here. I know it's the Braves. I know the offense has had its moment. It's a lot of problems, but Michael King, he's been great. I mean, I'm seeing, they were making the comparisons with Kevin Brown. I'm going to be honest with you. Some of the stuff, the two-seamers that Michael King is throwing, I mean, it's kind of giving me some Greg Maddux vibes, just the way it's moving. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say it's, same as Maddux, but it's got some good. That two-seamer is looking very good here tonight. Very good. Great tail on it. Coming back into the zone, going away from the zone. Almost kind of reminds me of Maddux in a way. I can see the Kevin Brown comparison, though. I can definitely see that, too. Yeah, Cody. Yeah, swinging at balls in the other batter's box. But he's got some good movement. Here's the thing about Michael King. He is mixing and matching tonight. He is completely getting the Braves just off balance. I mean, the Braves don't know what to do. I mean, they're just kind of swinging at whatever. Whatever they think is close, they're hacking at it. Quan, the Padres won the Soto trade. Gotta love it, man. Gotta love it. What did Foolish Baseball just tweet? Michael King's 32 strikeouts are a new MLB record. Did I miss something? Did they put like the wrong number on the graphic or something? I don't know what Foolish Baseball is joking at. This is Bailey. Yankees versus Royals will be a coin flip. I'm just saying. Royals, man, I'll say this right now. If the Royals get by Baltimore, I mean, don't count them out. I mean, I think they could make a run similar to 2014. I really do. Listen, they got pitching and defense. They got the best defense in all of Major League Baseball. They lead Major League Baseball in outs above average. Reagan's Lugo, not just those guys. You got a couple options behind them. Brady Singer, Michael Wacha. Good bullpen. Bullpen has been stepping up big time for the Royals as of late. You know? I'll be honest with all of you. You know, I kind of did think at one point, I was looking at the Orioles and the Royals, and I'm thinking like, man, do I want to pick the Royals over this Baltimore team? Because I was thinking to myself, if I pick the Royals, I'm going all in. If I go Royals, I was going to have them go to the World Series. So, I don't know. Maybe it's recency bias. They won today. You know, it probably sounds like I'm getting ahead of myself. But listen, again, I'll say it one more time. Pitching and defense. Matthew Gilliam, the Tatis home run was insane. Yeah, I mean, it just felt like it took the air out of the Braves at that point. You know, that big first inning. I mean, when you have a first inning like that, you just felt like the energy. It felt like the Braves had the energy from the get-go. Or, sorry, the Padres had the energy from the get-go. It felt like the Braves had none from the get-go. You know, it's almost like it felt like the Braves just kind of came in here just hoping for the best. You know, Padres crowd alive. I mean, what do you do against that? You're going with Smith Shawver starting the game. I think when he was named the game one starter, I think Braves fans just automatically tuned out. Most of them. I really do. I'm very curious to see what are the ratings even like in Atlanta for this game. You know, are Braves fans, you know, I know the diehards are watching, but you know, casual Braves fans I feel like they probably turned the game off after the first inning. Brave Thrills, Philly crowd is wilder. And you know that Phillies, the Philly crowd is wilder. I know that Philly crowd, they are waiting. They're so excited for game one. That's where I wonder, you know, when it comes to Philly and, the long layoff, I wonder if that ends up kind of giving them a little bit of a boost. You know what I mean? They'll be at home. You know, I know the Braves, right? They were at home last year after that layoff. And I don't know. Philly, this is something a little different, you know. Michael Harris runs that one down. 2 outs here, bottom of the 6th. Machado just tried to swing for Jupiter on that one, man. Goodness gracious. Mr. Snickers. I love that name, Mr. Snickers. I think Philadelphia is going to be dangerous with a week-long break. I almost wonder that, right? You kind of felt like they were just trying to get through the second half. They put everything they had into the first half, and they're thinking second half, all right, we just got to play good enough. Let's just kind of roll along. Let's just get that division. We'll play 500 ball, whatever. It almost feels like that break could end up being good for them because they kind of came in a little cold. I feel like if you're a team that's playing well down the stretch and then you take off that 4 or 5 days or whatever it is, I mean, yeah, that can affect you, right? You got to remember the Braves, right? You had that Ronald Acuna thing. They had the energy with that. And then you had the layoff, and then that was it, right? So, but I think for Philly, I feel like that can end up benefiting them, right? Because they've been there, done that. I feel like a rest is honestly something they would probably love. I mean, you got to think with Philly, they've been to 2 World Series, or 1 World Series, and they were 1 win away last year. So this is a Phillies team. They've played a lot of baseball over the last couple of years. So kind of makes me think they've probably, a lot of them enjoy this layoff, especially someone like Harper, right? Mr. Snickers. I don't know why that name makes me laugh just saying it out loud. Has anyone seen the video of the donkey that chases the goat? Machado strikes out. That's the end of the 6th. Into the 7th we go. Has anyone seen the video of that donkey chasing the goat? And then the lady is like screaming at the donkey. The donkey's name is Waffles. I don't know why it makes me laugh hearing just a grown adult yelling at a donkey and the donkey's name is Waffles. It just makes me laugh. That's how I feel like saying Mr. Snickers. They only had to keep away for the remainder of the season for the last 2 months or so. It'd be very interesting to see what happens. Yeah, that's kind of how it felt with the Phillies, right? People were kind of worrying, like, oh, is this team, having some issues here? I just felt like they played all out in the first half. They just went on an incredible run, and, like you said, they were kind of just playing keep away. Yeah, Quan Machado's swing is insane, but it works. It's like a bigger Rosarena. Yeah, Machado, though, he's so good. I wonder with Machado, where is Machado at right now when it comes to his overall wins above replacement? He's at 53.6. Do you all think Machado will be a Hall of Famer? He's got a lot of time left. I mean, right now he's at 342 homers. He's over 1,000 RBIs. Great defense at third. I feel like he's going to end up being a Hall of Famer. Jay's Page, how you doing, my friend? Welcome. I think Machado will end up getting to the Hall of Fame. If he just keeps up these seasons of like 3 to 4 wins, I think he'll get there. Michael King back out for the 7th. You got to love it. Wow, they got Michael King from the 2020 postseason. Man, I forgot about that. Does anyone else remember the 2020 postseason? That was when we were at the early stages of this channel. I mean, that was fun, man. Remember when we were streaming that World Series? I don't know if there's still some OGs from that. Man, you had Brett Phillips come up. That crazy, what was it, Game 4 of that World Series? We were going nuts here. I think I was at like maybe 2,000, if even that, subscribers at the time. Man. Here's Laureano. I mean, I don't know, man. At this point, Michael King's at 83 pitches. I mean, what a great outing for Michael King. 11 strikeouts tonight, 83 pitches. Matthew Gilliam, yeah, loved Michael King as a Yankee. I mean, Michael King was good. And people were like, really? You're getting Michael King back for Juan Soto? I'm like, are you guys, like, first off, King was very good. And he was under a lot of club control when they got him back. Oh, my goodness. Michael King is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Unbelievable. I mean, honestly, like, I am seeing a little bit of Maddox here tonight, man. A little bit of Maddox. I know I'm not comparing Michael King to Greg Maddox. No, I'm not doing that. I'm just saying I'm seeing how these pictures are moving tonight. The two-seamer, it's got, same characteristics. I think you could also, they've pointed out Kevin Brown a couple of times. Yeah, I could see that too. Kind of reminds me of that as well. I love a good two-seamer, man. It's one of my favorite pitches. I love a splitter, and I love a good two-seamer. Michael King with 12 Ks on the night, man. Unbelievable. What a great outing for Michael King. You know what I need? You know what would be absolute cinema? Michael King, Juan Soto in the World Series. Michael King striking out Juan Soto. That's cinema. Oh, another strikeout for Michael King. Oh, my. Wow. What a great outing here. What a great outing for Michael King. 7 innings, 12 Ks. Man. Matthew Gilliam, I think there's no winner of the Soto trade. I think it has been a win-win trade. I agree. No, I agree. Soto's been amazing for the Yankees. I mean, of course he has. I'm just saying, yeah, of course. It's been a great, that's how it should be. That's how it should be. It's fun to talk about, oh yeah, this team absolutely won this trade. This team completely blew this trade. There's a fly ball. They got nothing. I mean, this Braves team is lost. Wow. Hey, Brave Thrills. Any picture versus the Braves is amazing. But hey, you know what? The Braves, at the end of the day, say what you will, but they got some talented hitters in this lineup. They do. Listen, he's cruising through these guys. He's just sitting down Ozuna, Olsen. I mean, come on, Albies. Albies just had a great doubleheader yesterday. He looked great. Bill, I just hope they leave Snicker asleep in the dugout. Oh, man. All right, we're starting to get closer a little bit to 200 people. Man, oh, man. Let's see if we can get over 300 by the end of the night. Big stream earlier today. Man, we got almost 700 people in that stream earlier today. Again, I think they pretty much just they had enough of the baseball today. They thought, all right, Padres are winning this one tonight. We don't need to watch this one. Mr. Snickers, what's your opinion on Cleveland? I think Cleveland, they got a decent lineup. Great bullpen, obviously. They had the best bullpen in the major leagues this year, statistically. I'm just worried about the starting pitching. I don't trust it. Yeah, you got Bybee. You got Lively. Matthew Boyd's been decent for them in a small sample size. Gavin Williams. Yeah. It's not great, the starting pitching. I think to me, I don't know. I just think if they end up going up against Houston or Detroit, I just think either of those teams are going to get by. I don't think the Brewers match up very well in the postseason. They got the bats, or they got a few bats, but I don't know. I know Manzardo, Thomas, they did heat up a little bit in September. You got J-Ram, of course, but I don't know. I kind of trust the way the Tigers are operating right now. I don't know what it is. I like what the Tigers are doing. They got a legit ace in Skubal. The Guardians don't have that. And the Tigers, to me, it's Skubal and everyone else, right? I wouldn't even. I don't know the way I look at the Tigers. It's like it's almost like they don't even have a rotation. They just have a pitching staff. They got just a bunch of guys that can do just whatever, you know. Jonathan B. Robbie, your Red Sox play the Braves 6 times instead of 4 next year because they added Rivals Weekend. How do you feel about that? Hey, Red Sox Braves. It's always fun. I'm always a fan of when the Red Sox and the Braves play. Give me more of it. You know what I really want to come back? I really want Major League Baseball to go back to interleague play. You know, they go up against the American League, or if you're in the National League, go up against the National League, and then they have that one time of the year, that 1 month where they have interleague play. I always love that. That always made me excited for it. It just it was a different feel for the game, you know? It's like you saw matchups that you just weren't really used to seeing all that much. I still remember 2005 when the Red Sox played the Cubs. I thought that was so cool. You know, 2 teams that hadn't played each other for years. You know, the Red Sox are coming off a World Series and you're going up against the Cubs. That was so cool to me, you know? But now it's like, all right. No name. King is the most consistent pitcher. Cease the most dominant. But Cease can get lit up. You know, Cease can be prone to, you know, having a bad outing here and there. But, man, that guy's stuff. If you got him game 1, you're feeling pretty good. Timotheus, too many beers for the first crowd. We are the long sleeves. Yeah, that's probably what it is. It's probably what it was, you know. And Miller, you don't trust the Guardians rotation, but you trust the Tigers one-man rotation. Listen, I think what it is, it's not that I trust the Tigers one-man rotation. I trust the pitching staff more. The Guardians starting pitching this year ranked, I think it was dead last. I mean, taking a look here at the overall pitching numbers, when it came to the starting pitching this year, okay, I take that back. Cleveland was 27th overall. 4.40 ERA, the 4.51 FIP. They're prone to giving up the home run ball. I don't like those numbers for the postseason. Tarek Skubal automatically is an advantage. Yeah, it's one game, but, you know, and I just like the way the Tigers have handled that staff. They've gotten so much out of those guys. I trust the Tigers staff more than the Guardians iffy starting pitching and great bullpen. I just think I don't know, they've just kind of figured out a bit of a system there in Detroit. I just favor that. And the bats have come alive. They've gotten the timely hitting. I don't know. And the Tigers are just hot. You know, they just got it going on here. They got good times going on, man. They got mojo. Let's see. I mean, let's see. That series isn't over yet. RK, will Orlando Arcia bat? I don't know. Is anyone going to bat? Is anyone going to do anything? I don't know. Jonathan B., next year, July 27th, would you put on Sunday Night Baseball? I would love to do Sunday night streams. I really would. I got to figure out what to do for Sunday nights next year. You know, kind of talked about it on the last Power Rankings. You know, I'm not sure whether or not that's coming back next year or not. I don't know. Well, Bogarts, ground ball, Urshela on to first. And there is the second out. Yeah, I would like to do some watch-alongs next year, you know? We'll see. Power rankings, you know, the problem with power rankings, you know, I love the concept of it, but it takes a long time to get ready for. And unfortunately on the channel, you know, when it comes to the numbers on the channel, here at least, people tend to be more into the videos, the uploads that I post rather than the streams. So there's a good amount of, you know, streaming viewers, but, you know, when you're looking at the return on investment, the uploads do better. And right. And with power rankings that takes so long, it's, you know, in a way, kind of look at, all right, well, if I worked on a video instead, that could perform better, right? And I like power rankings. I like the interaction. That's why I like power rankings. That's why I would like to still keep streaming going. And maybe just do like a monthly power rankings possibly. Anyway, we're just rambling here. But there we go. There's the third out. Cronenworth flying out to center field. And we're into the eighth. This game's moving along now. This was moving pretty slow, I would say, in the beginning. But we've been rolling here in the last hour or so. We're already into the eighth inning. The first hour, we were still in the third inning. And now we're about 2 hours in, and now we're already in the eighth. So we've been cruising along here the last 5 innings. Keen, how we doing? What do you think is the first blockbuster trade that will happen? I mean, I'm not sure what the first one will be. I mean, I think right now, I don't know. I would have to think about that. I mean, Garrett Crochet is the first one that comes to mind, but I feel like Getz will hang on to him and really try to play that out as long as he can. Kind of like he did with Cease last offseason, right? He hung on to him right before, the Korea series, So who knows? I hope he gets moved a little sooner than that. This is Bailey. Torkelson needs more bombs. Yeah, Torkelson, I hope he has a big moment this postseason, man. I feel like at some point Torkelson is going to have a big moment. A downer of a year, got sent down to the minor leagues, came back up, did pretty well. But I think he'll have a moment at some point. Yeah, Timotheus, Detroit #1 in triples. Interesting. Detroit's base running, I mean, they're a pretty sneaky team when it comes to the base running. Did you see them today? I mean, did you guys see how Detroit was running the bases today? I pointed that out in the video that I did on the Tigers last week. I said one thing they've been good at all year, and they've kept it going in the second half, was the base running. They're aggressive on the bases, right? Moving base to base, trying to take that extra base. It's an underrated part of the game. They do it well. Keen, I think Sandy Alcantara is a possibility. I think he could be a possibility at the deadline. I think just because he's coming back from elbow surgery, I don't think they're going to move him. I could see them moving him at the deadline, possibly. Matthew Gilliam, you are right. Jason Adam is in the game. Unfortunately, Michael King will not be going for a complete game here. But listen, this is still a 3-0 game. I mean, I know it feels like 10-0. But, I mean, still a 3-0 game. If Arcia gets on base and you got the top of the order coming up, anything can happen. Jonathan could see him being a deadline chip. Got to recover from the Tommy John. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm feeling with Alcantara. I think he could end up right. I don't think a lot of people are thinking about it right now. But I think deadline, he could be a chip. He's got a pretty decent contract, right? He's got a pretty friendly contract, so I don't think he's going to be an issue to move. There's no reason for the Marlins to hang on to him. But yeah, Jason Adam on the year. He's been a great pickup. Very good year for him. ERA at a 1.95. Arcia just swings right through it. My goodness. Oh. But yeah, Jason Adam, he's had a great year. I mean, when he was with Tampa, I always hated when Adam came into the game. He was always just solid. With the Padres, he's been great. Look at these numbers with the Padres. On the year, he has a 1.95 ERA, but with the Padres, he has an ERA of 1.01 at a FIP of 2.45. The strikeouts have gone up, the walks have gone down a smidge, the home runs have gone down. He has been great with the Padres. Great pickup. Great pickup. Man. At this point, if you're the Braves, I just say pack up and go home and get some rest early. Come back tomorrow. I don't know, man. Caden Lichford, Robbie, are you thinking about doing a Sunday Night Baseball watch-along next year? I would like to. I think we'll test it out. I think we will. It depends, though. I feel like the idea sounds good, but when it comes to viewership, I'm not sure. Oh, there's another strikeout for Jason Adam. Michael Harris striking out. Adam just keeping on, man. What a great pickup he's been. But yeah, Caden, I would like to do it. I think we'll test it out. I think we'll see. Yeah. I think we'll try it out. Yeah, Brave Thrills. I mean, I don't know. This is pathetic with the Braves. It's like, what is going on? I mean, you still have... I mean, they're just swinging at everything. I mean, what's happening here? I mean, this honestly kind of baffles me. You had the number one offense in Major League Baseball last year. But because you lost Ronald Acuna Jr., your offense just completely tanks? I mean, I know you don't have Austin Riley either, but there's a base hit. My goodness. For crying out loud. But I don't know, man. It's like, are they going to go with like something new with, a new hitting coach or something? It's just crazy. They have good bats. I mean, even without Acuna, you still got Ozuna. You still got Albies. You still got Olsen. I just don't understand what has happened. I don't get it. I would imagine, there's something philosophically that's just not working. Listen, you had all year to figure it out without Acuna, man. Like, you can't tell me just because Acuna got hurt that, in the early going, that just ruined your lineup. I get it. Maybe you lose a little bit of protection there. Maybe you obviously lose a big piece, but why has Olsen's numbers gone down? I don't know. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Alexander, Braves will come back strong next game. Let's see. I will say, I said it earlier, I do think having to play a doubleheader, getting on a plane, flying to San Diego from Atlanta, you're on the plane for hours. You got to check into hotels. You got to figure out what, rental cars, whatever you got to do. All the other little things that we don't think about that goes into being a human being. Flying in, getting food. You know what I mean? Like, I'll give the Braves a little bit of slack, just because they did have to travel, while the Padres, they got to sleep soundly in their beds for the last couple of nights. You know what I mean? So I'll give the Braves a chance for tomorrow. Hey, nice to see some life here. Nice to see a little bit of life. Albie's stealing second base. Goodness gracious. I cannot say it. I can't say this. John Ditondo, $5 super chat. Braves really saved their best for the postseason. I love the optimism, my friend. I love the enthusiasm. They really did, right? They really did. Strikeouts left and right. How many strikeouts total tonight? What is that now? 14? I think it's 14 strikeouts. That is 14 strikeouts. Look at the yellow towels, man. You got to love it. I love me some towel action. Fouls it off. John, thank you for the super chat, my friend. Do appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. John counted 20 Ks. Look at the towels, man. That's postseason energy. Ozuna with a strikeout. 15 strikeouts total for the Padres staff. Man, oh man. 3 outs away. 24 outs, 15 of them strikeouts. It feels like 20, though, John. It feels like 20. I totally get you. Oh, man, oh, man. Bottom of the 8th we go. At this point, it feels like we're just counting down just the final minutes of this game. This one just feels done. We'll see. Maybe the Braves can put together a little something here in the 9th. I don't know. I mean, that's just crazy. I mean, give a lot of credit to the Padres, right? I mean, these guys are pitching great. But Olsen, Soler, and Laureano, I mean, I think the Braves are cooked. I don't know. Because even if Olsen, Soler do something, I mean, you're going to have to count on Laureano and Darno and maybe come up big for you. I think they could. But then you got Urshela Arcia. I think it's done. You're cooked. It's over. At least they moved it through quickly after a pretty slow start, right? Like I said earlier, you were in the 3rd inning after the first hour of the game, and since then it's been about another hour, 10 minutes, and we're all the way in the bottom of the 8th now. So they have moved pretty quick. Yeah, Billy, Brewers lost. A little surprised about that. I thought the Brewers, I mean, in a way I can, understand, from the Mets. I mean, they just had they had a lot going on yesterday, right? They got a lot of momentum going. So I can understand the hot bats. But yeah, they're going to have to step up big time tomorrow. Who is pitching for the Brewers tomorrow? You got Montas and Minaya. Montas, he's been up and down this year. Manaya's been great. I mean, honestly, the Mets can definitely close this out. They can definitely close it out. I mean, in the beginning of the year, I remember I wasn't very high on the Brewers. They started to win me over a bit in the second half, right? Because the starting pitching, they went from mediocre for the most part to pretty solid. I wouldn't say great, but the Brewers were okay overall with the pitching. Bullpen was great. Yeah. But in the end, the bullpen did him in today. So it's kind of the same thing last year. Remember, I don't know what it is with Milwaukee, man. It's like I would love for them to make a deep run, get to a World Series at some point. But we'll see. We'll see. It's a pretty nice curveball on the outside right there. That's a fly ball to left. That's got some carry. That's going. That's gone. Kyle Higashioka has homered. And that's our first run since the second inning. And the Padres got a 4-0 lead. Yeah, the Braves are cooked. They're done. It was already done, but now it's definitely done. I mean, I might as well just close up shop right now. It is over. I mean, goodness gracious. That's crazy. Because I just said, Chavez, wow, that was a nice curveball on the outside corner. And then he just hangs a curveball. I mean, goodness gracious. Man, oh man. Let's just wrap this up here. Let's wrap this up. Line drive, but caught. Orlando Arcia. Man, oh man, thank goodness he caught that, because we kind of need this one to end here. We need this one to end. Yeah, I think for tomorrow, I think what I'm probably going to do is I wouldn't mind going live for KC and Baltimore. You got Milwaukee and the Mets. You know, in a way, I kind of almost don't want to go live because I don't want to take away viewership from Wardy. I mean, not that, you know, he's going to get all the Mets fans going to his stream. Rightfully so. Wardy is fantastic at covering the Mets. But I'd rather everyone go check out his channel. And if you want to watch anything with the Mets, I wouldn't even want to take a few people away from what Wardy's doing over there. Yeah, so wouldn't mind going live for Baltimore though and KC. I think that would be fun. Atlanta, San Diego. You know, could you maybe do a separate one for that? Maybe. TG Kish, thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Yeah, Wardy, man, you know, hey, good for him this year. You know, he was coming into the year kind of not really sure what to expect, but he has been riding the momentum of a great season for the Mets. Brave thrills. I never liked this year. I did like the Braves coming in. You know, but I probably should have known better, right? You know, you come in, Chris Sale. But, you know, Chris Sale, you know, coming into the beginning of the year, people were looking at Chris Sale as the number 3 in the rotation. You know? No one was seeing Chris Sale. I thought he was going to be pretty good. I didn't think he was going to be Cy Young. I thought Chris Sale was going to, probably get back to being like a 4 or 5, wins above replacement guy. I didn't expect him to be this good. But he was considered the number 3 coming in, so, TG Kish, we're playing with house money. Mets weren't supposed to do much at all. I mean, yeah, but, that was one thing with me. I did think the Mets could be competitive. I came in thinking, this is a team that could definitely compete for a wild card. Did I have them getting a wild card? No, but I did say I thought they would be in it until the end. Jonathan B., what do you see the Nationals adding this offseason? I really hope they add a big bat. I think they need something in there. You got the young bats there with Wood, with Cruz. Obviously Abrams. The big story lately was being at the casino at the blackjack table till 8 a.m. But they need something to kind of give those couple of young guys some protection in that lineup. They need a big bat in the middle of the order. I mean, bringing Juan Soto back would be absolutely amazing. If they could do that, that's ridiculous. But I feel like Juan Soto ends up staying with the Yankees or maybe goes to the Mets. I would love for the Nationals to add. I mean, it honestly feels like they are primed to add a first baseman. I feel like Pete Alonso could be a great fit. Could you go with Christian Walker? I see them adding a couple of big pieces. I feel like they could go for a big piece in the rotation as well as the lineup. I think the Nationals are going to be fun. Robert Suarez, he's in. Matt Olson drills it to left. Warning track. Goodness gracious. That was a fun one right there. I thought maybe that had a shot at getting out, but everything is going the Padres' way right now. I mean, Suarez, he had some bumps in the final month. He definitely had a couple of some iffy outings. And, I mean, right there as a Padres fan, you're thinking, oh, man. I don't know. Suarez right off the bat. No pun intended, but I mean, Olsen got into that one pretty good. Soler, can they get something done? I don't know, man. At this point, this is a good opportunity for Suarez to build some confidence, right? Remember thinking of the Rangers last year. And think of that Rangers bullpen. Remember, there were so many question marks with that bullpen. But they had guys step up for them. You know, Suarez, I feel like he could use a good outing here to get some confidence, get rolling. And that's not going to help. That's what I mean, man. I mean, sure, you're throwing 100 miles an hour, but guys at the major league level, they can hit velocity. All right, so Suarez, you know, you can't just be trying to blow stuff by guys, man. I know, right? Brave thrills. Could you imagine? Imagine, you know, Matt Olson got into one right there. I mean, you'd be having some excitement here. There we go. Runner on first now for the Braves. I mean, this game is looking like it's pretty much done, but they're trying to give their last gasp all they got. Laureano up. Yeah, Timotheus Washington, too desperate for arms. They got some good young pitching there. I think they need to add something. I honestly could think the Nationals go after someone like Corbin Burns. I think that could be interesting. 99 down the heart of the pipe, on to short, on to second, just beats it out. They avoid the game-ending double play. Laureano keeping the Braves alive. Just beat that out. Wow, that was bang, bang. Wow, so close. I'm sorry, I did not have the game on. King Travis d'Arnaud brings some magic. Did have a double here earlier tonight. Oh, that backs up Machado. And Machado with a great play. Ball game over. Padres take game one. I mean, I think we're all just kind of waiting for the clock to tick to zero. But there it is, everyone. Padres take game one. That is the end of a eventful wild card day one. We got day two tomorrow. Lots of game twos tomorrow. The Padres, Tigers, Mets, and the Royals could advance to the division round tomorrow. My picks for tomorrow, I think the Astros will tie it up. I think they'll force a game three. I would like to think the Orioles are going to force a game three. I did have the Mets and the Brewers going to a game three. So, again, I'll stick with that. I think the Brewers absolutely can force it. But I think the Padres are going to sweep it. I think they're done. I think it's over. I know you got Freed tomorrow, but nah. I'm going Padres. I call for a Padres sweep. I think that's going to be done tomorrow. I think we will see a game three between the Astros and the Tigers, the Brewers and the Mets, as well as the Royals and the Orioles. But I think this series will be over tomorrow. But everyone, I'll be back at some point here tomorrow. Again, I'm kind of deciding. Maybe I think I might want to come live here for the Royals and the Orioles, since I didn't really focus on that one today. What I could do is I could go live for that one tomorrow, and the end of the Astros and the Tigers will be going on at that point. So I think that's probably what I'll do. I'll probably be live for the Royals and the Orioles tomorrow. So have those notifications turned on, everyone. If you count on the way out, hit that like button for me. Let's get to 150 by the time we get out of here. But everyone, thank you for stopping by today. We had a couple of streams, big turnout for the first one today, and not as much for the second one here tonight, but still, you guys stuck around. Solid crowd here tonight, so thank you for choosing me to watch the game with tonight. Greatly appreciate that. And go check out my predictions if you haven't already. Those are fun. I enjoyed doing those. And go leave a comment on that video. Tell me what you think. Everyone, I'm out of here for tonight. Go get some rest. It's been a long day. We got another long day tomorrow. Have yourself a great night. I'll talk to you next time.